I'm Cynthia Verpoorten and I want to talk about dance meditation today. In this research, it all started with the question how a yoga-based meditation method could balance the dancer's mind with the body during improvisation. And that question brought me to where dance meditation stands for today. In dance meditation, I give you the tools so that you can make a connection between your body and your mind. Before I tell you more about my research and how that dance meditation is built, I want to give you a little bit more information about why I want to do this research. Why am I interested in this body and mind balance? In my life, I felt that something was missing. I felt that my body was just a separate thing and my mind was just the one taking all the decisions, and my mind is the one going for every step and my body just has to follow. As a dancer, I realized that I really love improvisations. Like, I'm also at my best when I'm doing improvisations. When I do improvisations, I really feel that I'm myself and I'm just dancing and it's not my head deciding. I really feel that I can enjoy like all these free movements in my body. I can really feel that everything is loosened up and it feels so relaxing, and it's a moment where I come back to my center. And all this coming back to my center made me realize that life is so demanding, and as a dancer I was so constantly in my mind, and because I was constantly in my mind, I just forget sometimes what my body's saying. In your body, emotions are created, because every time I feel sad, I always feel it in my chest. When I feel happy, it's like I always want to do this movement. It's just because it's part of my happy dance. And these are all kind of things, like gestures, like what I'm doing with my hands. It's because I'm telling you something and I want to forward it to you, so that's why I'm doing this movement. So much is happening in our bodies. In the end of the third year of my education in artists, I did actually a lot of own research. I read a lot, I took a lot of information from everywhere. But at a certain point I felt that I needed to practice it. So then I started practicing more and more. And I already stumbled into a method that I had, like, oh, this is great, this is my build-up, my warming up, and then I just move and I guide myself through this session, and then I'm gonna end. And it was things that worked for me and it was very well and pleasant to do. So yeah, I would say I had a successful end of research year during a pandemic. And I was actually ready to share it with other people. After all these self-practices in dance meditation, I wanted to bring it forward and learn from other people and understand how they experienced it. So I did some Zoom sessions. I organized Zoom class dance meditation sessions. And it was a moment for my classmates to get to know and familiar with dance meditation. And I got the chance and the opportunity to learn from them. And to learn how to teach in dance meditation. So I would say that I learned a lot by giving these Zoom classes, since Zoom classes are totally different than my yoga classes that I gave to non-dancers and dancers. So this was very new and it was a great experience. Take time to acknowledge what you're doing, take time to listen to the music, take time to listen to your breathing. Last couple of minutes, just throw out everything of emotions that you're holding in. Put away any judgments of yourself. You don't need it here. Just slowly release everything. Just lay down or sit. And just listen to your breathing. Because maybe you're a little bit out of breath. So try to really relax. Just listen to how you breathe in and out. Together, we're gonna release a little bit of more tension. So we're gonna breathe in and out together. So completely breathe out first. And then we're slowly gonna breathe in through our nose. And breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in again. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. I really came to some surprisingly new terms or new ways of describing things. Because when you're teaching or explaining something to someone else, it becomes really something I look suddenly from also different perspective. When you first learn words, for example, then you're like, yeah, you understand the word, but then you have to explain the word, and then suddenly you open a world because you're like, I mean, what would you do if you have to explain what a sea is to someone else? You know, the sea, yeah, you have the sand, you have the blue water, you have the sky, you have the sun, and it's a place where you just are relaxing most of the time. Maybe you are searching for some shells, you are digging in the sand, you're making a sand castle, you know. If I think about the word sea, I just think about the sea. But if I have to explain the word sea, I suddenly come into this whole world of the sea, what it all contains, you know? So the moment I started to give my dance meditation sessions, I immediately felt that there was something else happening. Like, I really came into this world and I was thinking, oh yeah, okay, I can explain it that way. And that's something I didn't do when I did the practice on my own, because then I'm like, yeah, I understand the word sea, so I know I don't have to go deeper in it. But if I suddenly have to explain to someone else, then it becomes so much bigger. So that were real big revelations. So I'm very happy that happened. After these Zoom sessions, I was able to bring it into the studio. So I was very happy that I could bring dance meditation in the studio together with two incredible dancers, Evelyn and Veronica. And they helped me a lot, because in the studio you can feel way better the energy, and they are both in a total different energy. So I could learn from them very good, actually, because one had more the connection and the other one had more difficulties with finding the connection. So for me it was very interesting to learn how I need to create actually a group into a personal level of finding your way in dance meditation. So I really learned how to explain things even more explicit
in a certain direction, and also making sure that I'm not going too fast, and making sure that everyone can follow. So you need to be careful about what you are saying to the group. And it was so nice to see how they could find their way into the dance meditation. And afterwards in the studio you can talk way better, like you have a way better after talk after you did the sessions in the studio, because then it was way more clear about what you're talking about. In Zoom it's all a bit awkward and it's like, hi, yeah, okay, we're done. But in the studio you really go into conversation and you really go into questions. So for me, these dance meditation sessions live in the studio helped me so much in order to understand the energy of the people, to understand how to guide people better. Because in Zoom classes, you don't really understand yet how to guide them because you cannot really sense the energy. Um, or it's at least a different kind of energy that you receive through a screen than through this real life um, session. So I would say that this gave me more information about giving the right direction and not going too fast, and how to create this group atmosphere.
Be aware of your breathing. Last couple of minutes where you just throw everything out that don't needs to be in your body. It's not helping you, but throw it out. Don't think about how it looks, if it's pretty or not. It doesn't matter. It's just you throwing out things you don't need that is stuck in the body.
The next step that I want to take in dance meditation is that I actually bring it to non dancers, because right now I took myself as an example. So I'm a dancer, so I started the research because of my own interests, and I also build it on my own interests. And then I shared it with the people that I knew and that were close to me that were also dancers. So now I also want to make it available for non-dancers.
Everyone is always in movement. For me, everyone is dancing and everyone is capable of dancing. Like, if people tell me they can dance, I'm like, nah, I don't believe that. Because everyone can dance. It's just in you. I mean, I'm not saying you have to be the best dancer. That's totally not what I want to achieve. I just want to bring out movement that belongs from you into your body and let it out. I'm seriously convinced that everyone has their own movement language. Um, we all have our own behaviors, and of course, we pick a lot on the way, but it's the same with movement. If we say we don't dance, or we say we can dance, then we already shut the door and we close it, and that's it. But what happens every time you're happy? Imagine you win a lottery. You're not gonna stand there and be like, yeah, I won a lottery. No, you're gonna be, oh my god, I won a lottery. Oh my god, have you seen how much movement this was? Like all this excitement, that's a lot of movement. So when I'm talking about dancing, it doesn't mean you have to be a prima ballerina. It's really about just being you. It's just the fact that we need to be aware of it, that it is in us. I just think it's very important that we all have the chance to listen to our bodies, and it's gonna be different for everyone. Everyone is gonna react differently on this dance meditation practice, because we're all in different stages of our lives, and we all need different things from our lives. And for me, it was learning how to open myself up towards the outside, and how I am now capable of presenting myself in this world. But maybe someone else needs something else. So I cannot say, or I cannot predict what it's gonna do for you. But I think the most important thing is that you're gonna learn so much more about yourself, and you're gonna learn and hopefully be happy and confident about what you have. And there is no good or bad movement also in dance meditation. So if we're gonna use 50% of the mind and 50% of the body, then this is gonna come together and we will be stronger. Because it's not only your mind that is going behind this decision or behind this choice that you make, but also your body is going behind this choice. It's your full potential going for a certain choice. This year I had more chances to practice dance meditation with dancers. I want to explicitly say a little bit more about how dancers can perceive dance meditation. Because a dancer is very busy in their head. They are busy with trying to be better than all the others. We're trying to get the maximum out of our bodies, and we're constantly busy with improving, receiving feedback, knowing how to deal with our body, how do I have to stand there, how am I presenting myself, how I need to open up my face, how I use emotion in order to say something while I dance towards the public, towards the outside. It's all in here. And the moment we're gonna have dance meditation, there is more listening towards our bodies. So we're actually not using the head in order to make movement. We are using our body to understand what this movement can bring us and what does it mean, and how to explore some parts in the body that maybe we didn't discover yet. Dance meditation for dancers is mainly just shifting the attention from using the mind and using the outside perspective of ourselves into the inside of ourselves, and using the body and the full potential of the body. The method today is all different tools, and these tools exist out of an inside camera, breathing exercises, stillness, rest of the body, and visualization. And you can see actually my method as a tree. If you have a tree, we start with the base. So we try and find out how we can shift our approach in seeing movement. So how are we gonna see movement? And then we can go further and we can go up, and maybe there is something where we can go into, and maybe there is another place where we can go to, and that's how we evolve and make our whole tree. And when we made our whole tree and practice our whole tree, we can understand and go into the center of our bodies. When I'm talking about inside camera, I'm talking about the fact that as a dancer, we mostly perceive our movements from the outside. When I'm doing a ballet class, for example, I look myself from the outside eye, so I'm also checking in the mirror, does this look high enough? Is this good enough? Am I presenting myself well enough? That's why I want to implement the inside camera. The inside camera is gonna bring us towards the inside of our bodies. We're gonna place a camera into our body. For example, in the wrist. If I put a camera in my wrist, I have so much to explore. I need to find out how all this thing is actually working. I have no clue how this is working. And then I can travel up to the little bones here in my hand and be like, whoa, wait, how does this all work? So now I'm actually shifting my attention from, oh, I'm doing hand movements, in, oh, how does this feel to use these different elements in my fingers? And whoa, okay, the wrist can bend in so many ways, you know? So now I'm shifting the attention already. Once we tried out the inside camera in the whole body, then we can implement maybe multiple cameras, multiple inside cameras going in all different kind of direction, and then also knowing, like, if I have a camera in my shoulder, how this camera or this movement is reacting on the rest of my body, and then I can go to another camera and switch between those cameras and play, and that's already a big step, or a big switch in approach in how movement works inside my body. When I place this camera in here, I kind of have a display in my head that shows me all this movement, and suddenly I can see my organs moving and be like, whoa, this is weird. And maybe you explore your body in a whole different way, and in a like as if you're a baby and you're just discovering your body. Another important thing is stillness. We're constantly moving and we're constantly thinking. The mind is never still. It's just it keeps going. It's a circle. And I want to break that circle. I want to have a time, a place where we can just be still. Because what happens when your body is completely still is that you learn to reflect on yourself. Scan my body internally and find out what happened when I was using the inside camera, for example. What happened today with my body? How does my body feel? Do I have any tensions in and around my body? So that's actually an important thing of the stillness, is that you can find a way how you just can be still. The body is just completely still. You're not moving, even if you have to scratch. You have to accept that you're itchy, and you just try to accept and go and scan your body further. Here it's also important that you realize that the stillness is not, oh my god, I'm not allowed to use my body, I'm not allowed to move. No. When you're in a resting still position, you're just trying to find an inner calmness in your body, but also in your mind, because it's a very hard concentration exercise. In order to keep my mind still and be like, okay, how does my body feel today? How is everything that I had today in my body? And how does my body feel? Are you okay? How is my shoulder? And I accept the fact that I'm having inner dialogue with my body. And you also learn to accept what is there. Because when we're moving and you have to pick up something heavy, but oh my god, my shoulders are so painful today, then you're not listening. You know that it's there, and then your shoulders are painful today, but still you have to do this movement. If you're laying still and you don't have any goal to move or to go somewhere, You have to accept the fact that you have pain in your shoulder. You can just not move it aside. You're like, okay, I have pain in my shoulder, this is what it is, and this is how I'm gonna deal with it. Another thing is breathing connection. First of all, breathing connection with the body, it seems so logical because we're actually constantly breathing. So there is a difference between knowing that I'm breathing all day and that I am breathing right now, and I'm very conscious of when I breathe in and when I breathe out. So also the breathing exercises that comes from pranayama, from yoga philosophy. The breathing is the first thing that connects our mind and body all together, and it keeps going. The breathing connection is actually the base of making that connection between your body and mind. Being aware that there is a connection between your body and your mind. Being aware that this is working together. And then we can go further in how to bring breathing into movement. How is the movement going to be affected while we're breathing in or out, or when we're holding the breath? So we want to train our breathing in stillness, but also while we're moving.
So find out how your belly, ribs and chest are connecting to your breathing. There you feel the first movement of your breath.
Visualization is actually the first thing that will connect the movement with the outside. Because the moment I visualize that my body is in one color, what happens if I paint a whole room with the color that I have? And also if I touch, then suddenly it becomes like, woo, I made a whole painting on the wall. Visualization is gonna bring the connection that we have with our entire body. How are we gonna bring that outwards into the space? I can give you all these tools, but it's very important that you are honest about what you feel, that you are accepting what you feel. If we open up towards yourself, it's gonna be all way easier. And of course, it's a process, so it's not gonna happen just in once. It's gonna take some time. But that's okay that it's gonna take time. It's fine, and it's just part of us. Okay, so the word tension for me, in my dance meditation session, it contains emotion, feelings, sensations, traumas. It contains everything. Our body has a whole storage of all these elements, of all our emotions and sensation and feeling. It's all in here. And if I'm gonna ask you to find a spot in your body where you are holding a lot of emotion, how do I need to find a spot in my body that is holding a lot of emotions? I have no idea. Where is that spot? I have no clue. So instead I say like, okay, we're gonna search for emotions today. No, we're just gonna scan our body, and maybe you have some spots that have some tension. And also, if I use the word tension, you don't immediately have to place it in a box. So I want to use the word tension because it's just energetically less loaded than if I'm gonna use emotions, feelings, sensation, traumas, everything, all that. It's just gonna bring a lot of heaviness on the table. While if I use just tension, it's just open to whatever you feel, and then you don't start searching in your head, because you're just tension, yeah, okay, tension, yeah, that could be something, I have something painful in here. Instead, if you ask me where my emotions are in my body, I start thinking in my head instead of feeling what is happening in my body. So when you ask me where I have tensions, I'm gonna search in my body and not in my head. So that's also a very important thing of my method, or of my dance meditation practice. I want to mention in my reflection that I also had a whole journey with understanding who I am as a person and how I function as a person. My research had a lot of steps, but me as a person had also a lot of steps to take. I had a lot of questions to myself, and I think thanks to all my own self practices, I was able to understand and learn so much about myself this year. What I have learned about who I am as a person is really, it's incredible. I never thought that I would learn so much about myself. I was someone that was afraid to share my inner thoughts. But I didn't realize that it was because I was afraid of my own emotions. Dance meditation helped me in finding out myself, understanding what is happening, and accept the fact that I have to open myself up. I think that's one of the most important things. Sometimes when we're afraid of things, or when we are afraid and we're too much in our heads, then at a certain point I was building a wall, and that wall is not helping you to go further anywhere. Even if I wanted to be the perfect dancer, I had this wall because I was afraid to share stuff that was happening inside me. And it's not that I had something traumatic, or it's just me not being able to understand and accept what I feel and what I sense, and how to deal with emotions. That was completely new for me. I never did that. I just want to say that it's so hard sometimes to take a step back from your own world, because you're in it and you cannot see yourself from the outside, from an all other pair of eyes. That's not possible. So it's really an internal work, and being honest and open towards yourself really helps with reflecting on your own thoughts and reflecting on who you are as a person. All these feedback things that I got when I was in high school, for example, in my dancing classes, I did not understand anything, and now I start to understand, like, okay, they were just trying to reach me, but I had this wall, so they couldn't reach me at all, and I wasn't accepting the fact that I received that feedback. And when I was younger, I was really fighting with myself, because I was like, why do I always get the same feedback, and why is this not working? So just now I had the revelation of, oh, they meant it that way. Oh, they probably, so I had all these moments in my head, When I was learning about myself this year, about feedback that I got when I was in high school, that's crazy. Now I also want to share my reflection on the dance meditation practice itself. I made a Google form because after dance meditation practice, so much thing happens internally that you don't always know how to share it and bring it into words. Because I also struggled it with myself, of course. So I just thought like, okay, I'm just gonna ask some simple questions through a Google form. A lot of participants of the meditation session, they said to me that they could really release some tensions. One of the sentence that was filled in my Google form was that she realized that when she used the inside camera in the body, that she could open up her face way more. So she had the feeling that when she was having the awareness in the body, she could open up the face. To hear that someone could open up their face while putting this awareness in the body felt me very satisfied and be like, okay, I did my job. I did my job.
I mean, that was really nice. I really enjoyed it. Also, when you said like release, you're gonna inhale, and then you're gonna exhale, and you're gonna let everything go and drop into the floor. And I was on the floor, and it was really like all this shit coming out of me. It was like a shower. It was really nice.
So that's maybe also why I created dance meditation, because I had always in high school a lot of the same feedback, and I didn't understand what they wanted to do with that, and I also felt that they didn't know how to reach it to me and how to bring it forward to me. So I think that's why I always had the feeling that I needed to create something in order to help myself. So that's why actually dance meditation is created, because I felt that other people were trying to reach me, but that didn't work. So now I'm trying to reach myself with my dance meditation practice. If I have to look back of what I did this year, I'm very proud of starting my own business. I started around Zinter because I wanted to understand the entrepreneur world.
So first I created my business because I wanted to be able to send invoices and to really sell my workshops. And because of that, I was busy with making my own website because, yeah, you need a good website. It's sort of your portfolio. And I also created a Facebook page and an Instagram page just to make everything in one whole so that my whole online portfolio would be just ready to share. And it looks also very professional. So that's actually what I did with Around Zen Therapy, and I'm very happy that I could do this. The next steps in dance meditation, I want to bring it to the outside way more. So I would like to give way more workshops around it and see how other people can relate to my experiences and how they can create their own experiences in dance meditation. So I would like to really teach on a regular basis on dance meditation sessions to a lot of people, because I want them also to find the good experiences that I had with dance meditation. So I want to also give it to the other people. And the next step is actually making a performance out of dance meditation. And it would be actually more a bit about the content about dance meditation. So it wouldn't go about the choreography or the performance wouldn't be around the dance meditation session itself, but it will go around the content and what is behind dance meditation. So I made this piece once, Monkey Mudra, and it actually contains a lot of stuff that started my research. So the busy head and a lot of yoga, philosophy based movements, meditation, and guided imagery. So this is some elements that I used into Monkey Mudra, but I would like to bring Monkey Mudra into a next step, into a next level, and I want to find new ways in discovering the choreography or the performance part of dance meditation. So that would be my next steps.
I'm very blessed that I can share all these big revelations and all these steps with you, because it's another step for opening myself up, because I'm telling you about my own personal development, but also about the development in my research. And my personal development is created because I did my research. So I'm very happy and lucky that I got the chance to do this research, and that I also had so much time to come in this world of my research, and that I am where I am right now today. So I want to say thank you, and I'm gonna classically end this with Namaste.
Yeah, thank you. That was really nice.
Yeah, thank you. It was so nice. Yeah. I needed it. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.